Hello everyone, welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. Forgive the fan noise. I am feeding seaweed to my saltwater tank. I just put this clump in. It's you can buy this seaweed pretty much anywhere, and even in the grocery store, but at Petco, PetSmart, they have it. It comes in a little foil wrap, and I like to get the green, not the purple. And my fish seem to be going bonkers for it. So obviously the tangs, the sailfin and the yellow tang there, but look, the other fish as well. There's the magnificent fox face right there. Even the cleaner wrasse is getting into it. That's this guy here, the blue line. And really all the fish, there's a filefish, which helps with your aptasia. It's pretty much rid my tank of it. Isn't that a beautiful, strange fish? But look at the excitement. I mean, if you really want thrills feeding your fish, it's hard to beat what we see going on here, right? So seaweed gives these fish vitamin C. In the wild, they would be eating literally the plants, the long strands. I want to say it's not the cold water longleaf plant you'll see all over California waters, but in warm reef areas there are plants, and these fish will feast on them to get their nutrients, primarily vitamin C, but other things as well, no question. But in a saltwater tank, if I tried to put any sort of algae, which is another big source of how they get this, the plant-like algae, which you can put into aquarium, but they would just get eaten right away. And so what would be the point of that? It'd be a very expensive way to lose to feed your fish, I should say. But the simple matter is you can buy the seaweed for $5 or $6, and it'll last you around a month. And the fish they'll swim over here, and then they'll come right back to it. Look at that. I call him Bull. That's my big sailfin tang, and I've said this a million times, but he was the size of a silver dollar when I got him, and now I could eat that thing. It's almost 3/4 of a pound. What a glorious fish. And the magnificent fox face, that's this guy. You can tell by his iconic face, that's why they call him that. It's got the snout and the colors, very much appropriately named. This is the coal tang, the yellow-eyed coal tang. Woo! A lot of people worry and wonder about mixing tangs. I've got 3 in here, not including the fox face, which is a similar fish that would also be called into question because it's a similar size morph to the tangs. And so conspecifics, in other words, 2 tangs of the same species, unless they're a mated pair, will fight, right? And so that idea has carried over into, well, no tangs you have to choose 1, maybe 2. And in my experience, I found that to be erroneous. I don't know, perhaps it would be a costly experiment for others, but for me, I won't have a tank without a yellow tang, and I want at least, they're arguably the coolest fish you can keep in your home in a mixed saltwater reef tank. So this is early evening. I've got the lights are still on, although they're starting to skew blue, and you can see the intense coral growth. This is looking really good tonight, and when I put that seaweed in, I was like, oh my God, I gotta film this. I've never really just focused on them feeding on this specific food source. It draws them all right up together, and you see the fabulous colors, everything that makes keeping a saltwater aquarium so intense and fabulous can be captured by simply feeding seaweed. Now, obviously, when I put brine shrimp or mysis shrimp or all the wet food in here, the fish go nuts too, but I'm spreading that food across, so they're just grabbing it out of the water column, whereas here they have to congregate, almost as if something were discovered in the reef. If you've ever been diving and the instructor pulls something out of his bag, a half-eaten fish, and then everything goes nuts around him. It's a similar phenomenon when I put in the seaweed. The fish just go nuts around it. They will pick this clean well before lights out tonight. But in any event, I wanted to share this with you. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.